Alright. Yeah, I'm shaking like normal. Wonderful benefits of this stupid disease MS. But anyway, I wanted to say a few things. Some things I've been thinking about from experience, personal experience as well. Um, the only way I can explain my thoughts is think about this. Put yourself in this situation. You see the homeless guy, you see the homeless vet. You walk by him, you might give him a couple dollars, okay? More than likely, most time, not all, a lot of times, a lot of the homeless that I was around in Florida, that I lived alongside, did one of two things with their money they would make a day. They would make, sometimes you could make 100 a day. As soon as they would move from their spot outside of grocery stores or off the side of the highway or whatever else, they would go right to the liquor store to buy beer or hard liquor, or they would get on the phone, call the dope man, order some crack. I seen it. Even elders. Because their life has been so traumatic, that's the only way they know how to deal with it. So keep this in mind. You know, they're going to go, you give a guy a couple dollars, $10, 20, I've seen people give $100, $20, whatever. And keep this in mind. Walking into a grocery store, you're going home, you see the guy on the side of the highway, you give him a couple bucks. What he does with it is on him. You go home to your warm bed, to your couch, flip on the TV, kick your feet up. You've completely forgotten about that homeless guy. Giving him a few dollars isn't necessarily going to always help him eat. You can either help him get drunk or you can help him get high. I'm not saying don't help people out there, because there are people out there that need to eat. There are people that need the money and don't have those habits, like myself. I would sit out with the sign, but every dollar that I got, and there were days when I got 50 to 100 bucks sitting out there, I would put it away. I knew I was going to be moving from Florida to Indiana, so I put it away for gas. I bought food for myself. I got food for my puppy I had, which was the greatest thing that I had out there. I had my pup. I was happy. And keep in mind, put this in your head. Think about this. You give this guy a couple dollars. You're going to help him get drunk, get high, or you might help him eat. Okay? Most of the time you're going to help him eat. But when you go home and you sit on your couch with your TV, at night, you go to bed, you lay down comfortable, happy. More than likely you've got a family that loves you. And while you're there comfortable and happy, yeah, you help the guy out for a few minutes with a couple dollars. But while you're going to bed, you're kicking your feet up on your soft couch. You're going to bed in a comfortable plush bed. We got blankets, so you don't have to worry about when it rains. You're not going to get wet. When it snows, where are you going to go? You're going to be home. You're going to have heat. You're going to have everything you need. You're going to be able to cook a meal, or somebody will cook a meal for you. Think about that person. They don't have a home to go to. They're going to do one of a few things. My experience, you're going to stretch out on the sidewalk when the businesses are closed, trying to stay out of sight, hoping that you can get to sleep before it's too late. That way you don't wake up and the sun's beating down on you and baking you. So that's sleeping on the sidewalk. And either that, or he's going to very likely get on old dirty blankets that he's got stretched out in the woods or stretched out somewhere around trees where nobody can see him, so he's got some covering from the sunlight. He's got, not often do they have coolers. Not often do they have anything. So while you're sitting down in your house with your blanket, your warm, comfortable bed at night through the winter, you've got heat. You've got a refrigerator. You've got everything to make your life comfortable. And I'm not saying it's your fault that they're in that situation. What I'm saying is that couple $10, $20, when you give it to them, it's going to be gone. Tomorrow he's going to be broke again. Still have nowhere to stay. Just think about it like that. Yeah, he's in a bad situation. You don't know what put him there. It may not have been alcohol. It could have been a very traumatic life event where he just gave up on everything. I did that for several years. I gave up on everything when I lost my baby. I just didn't care anymore. And just think, when you're going to bed in a warm house or air-conditioned house, you're sitting down to a meal, you're sitting down watching TV, when it's raining, you're in a house, you're got a roof over your head. You don't have to worry about nothing. Where's that person going to be? More than likely, they're going to be trying to stay under a gas station canopy or somewhere else to stay dry. Walking around with a tarp over top of them, or walking around in trash bags, trying to stay dry. And that's just when the temperature is comfortable. That's not counting when it's too hot or too cold. With MS, I had to go into some businesses during Florida summers to stay cool, only to have the businesses run me out because they didn't like me sitting there. I drew no attention to myself. I was respectful to everybody, but it didn't matter. I was homeless. That's all they cared about. Even though I was spending money there and buying what they had, whether it be food. I got ran out of a grocery store because I'm disabled. I got ran out of a grocery store because I had a tiny pup with me and I couldn't leave her outside. I wasn't going to leave her out in the heat while I was in the air conditioning. I had police called on me. I was trespassed, is what they call it in Florida. I was trespassed off the property, never to go there again. If I went back, I would be taken to jail. The pup would get taken to the pound. I would lose everything. You can give that couple dollars, $10 to that individual. Or you can help me help them. What I want to do is not just give them a couple dollars to live on, or a cup for 5 minutes. I want to give them a roof over their head. Shelters are not always an option. They are very cold. Most time you get locked down behind a door. You're locked in a room all night long until 5 o'clock in the morning and you're kicked out. You have nowhere to go. Like I said, I'm disabled. Think about the people that are disabled that can't go out and run around. Think about the vets that have already sacrificed themselves, their mental well-being and everything else to protect you and your country. You got vets that say, oh, I served the country. You also got vets, or people that claim they're vets. They're lying. You don't know who's who. You don't know what's what. What I want to do, I want to do more than give an individual a couple dollars to live on for 5 minutes. I want to give them somewhere to stay. What your money is going to do, if you give it to me, is help me buy RVs, help me make them self-sustaining to where they generate their own power via solar or wind power. I'm going to build water filtration system. When it rains, there's a way to catch it, replenish their drinking water. They won't go thirsty. They'll have places, food pantries. Unless you have a refrigerator, they won't A lot of them won't give you any food that's cold because you don't have a refrigerator. If you have an RV, you have a refrigerator, you have an oven, you have a stove, you have ways to cook. You can store fresh water. And what I want to do is make these self-sustaining to where they generate their own power, filter their own water, can do whatever they need to where every day they have a place to sleep, a safe place to sleep that they can lock up and not worry about animals coming when they're sleeping or other people stealing from them when they're sleeping. And it happens. Just think about that. Think about when you're in your comfy house and this individual who is homeless may be trying to get a job, may be struggling to get a job, may not be able to find a job, may not be able to find work. You don't know the situation that they're dealing with. Just remember that. If you want to really help the homeless, you really want to help people, help me help them, because I know what to look for. I can build an RV, seal a roof, make it generate its own power, but I can also make it, I can also get to know the community because I know how to get into the community. I can get to know people in it, and the ones that are not drug addicts, the ones that are not drunks, I can give them what they need to where they can work, where they can survive. I can also help find people and help them break free of the alcohol, break free of the drugs. Remember, when you donate to me, I have no desire to stockpile it for myself. Absolutely none. I've been there, I've done that, I know how bad it is to live like that, and I know the looks people give. I know the assumptions. Just remember that. When you go to sleep, where's that individual sleeping? You're in a plush bed, they're on a cold sidewalk. Hopefully it's dry. Just remember that. My links are included.